Hello, I'm Tandy. Welcome to the stream. Today we're going to be playing some Pioneer, and we're going to be playing Rakdos Vampires once again. This is a deck made popular by both Sam Pardee and eventual winner of the last Pro Tour, Seth Manfield. This Rakdos Vampires deck is a play on the Rakdos mid-range decks that have been dominating Pioneer for over a year now. And the build that we're using today is centered around one very specific card, and that is Sorin Imperious Bloodlord. A 3-cost Planeswalker, has a lot of loyalty, does a bunch of plussing for very useful abilities, but it kind of forces you to play vampires. And oftentimes when a card like Sorin encourages you to play vampires, you end up having to play relatively weak vampires, all things considered. And the goal is to find as many of the good vampires as you can. And luckily for us, Bloodtithe Harvester is a vampire, which is exceptional. If Bloodtithe Harvester was any other creature type, I don't think that this deck would work. And I think that Bloodtithe Harvester could have been a great part of Rakdos, like regular Rakdos midrange with a different creature type, if it was a human or something else. But the fact that it's a vampire just leans into this gameplay pattern so nicely with Sorin Imperious Bloodlord. Being able to plus to buff something and gain life is great. Being able to plus sack a vampire to deal 3 to something and gain 3 life is great. But the true reason why we're playing Sorin is because the -3 is nutty. And in the past, we've seen people do it with Galta and Mavrin. We've seen them do it with Xander from New Capenna. These large vampires that are relatively difficult to cast. Now, though, we get Vein Ripper. 6-cost, 6/5 flyer. The ward of sack a creature is spectacular. It is extremely difficult for people to be able to kill this creature with targeted removal. Been a big increase in edict effects, been a big increase in sweeper effects to handle Vein Ripper, but still on turn 3, Sorin into Vein Ripper is one of the most powerful things you can do in Pioneer, and it's very tough for most decks to win when you do that. We're leaning into the Vein Ripper drain effect by playing Archfiend of the Dross as opposed to Shieldred. Archfiend of the Dross seems like it has a drawback, but I've literally never seen anyone die to the ability outside of Heartless Act. And I know Canister, fellow streamer, recently was playing Heartless Act in the Bitter Triumph slot, and maybe Heartless Act is better than Bitter Triumph in our deck, but I've quite liked playing with Bitter Triumph, and I think I'm going to keep it for now. But I can understand the switch, and it's quite bad for us. He wasn't playing Archfiend either, so I'm sure he got like a skeezy win or two killing an Archfiend with Heartless Act and winning the game because of it. The rest of the deck is standard fare. We have Fatal Push Thoughtseize, the most powerful 1-drops in the format outside of Llanowar Elves and Elvish Mystic. They dictate the pace of the format. Creatures that cost 2 basically don't exist because of Fatal Push. Creatures that cost 2 have to have an insane enters the battlefield ability or do something, incredible when they untap, but even that, usually means that they don't exist. The exception being things like Amalia, decks that are all 1- and 2-drop creatures that kind of swarm you. They use the bodies in different ways. Fatal Push pushes out things like Tarmogoyf. Like, I know Tarmogoyf doesn't exist, but if there was a Tarmogoyf style creature, just a 2-cost big idiot, Fatal Push would essentially say that card is invalid, and that's kind of what it does. Thoughtseize, on the other hand, another great piece of pinpoint interaction, lets you strip your opponent's best card from their hand, depending on their curve. You can kind of shape your game around what they have in hand. Honestly, one of the most hated cards. I don't get it. Like, I think playing against it doesn't feel very good. Getting your best card taken, having your curve disrupted, it feels bad. But I do not want to live in a world without Thoughtseize and Pioneer. It's scary out here, man. And Thoughtseize helps keep the animals in the cages at the zoo or whatever, right? It's the gatekeeper. And I think it does a great job of it. It's like Force of Will and Legacy or whatever. The rest of the deck, we got the black and red lands, 2 Cavernous Souls. This is going to name Vampire almost every time. We do have Archfiend of the Draw, so if we need a second black, we can't technically name Phyrexian or Demon, but most of the time we're just going to name Vampire. It's there to make hardcast Vein Ripper not walk into blue counter spells And it's a color fixer too for like Bloodtithe Harvester on 2, which is nice. 3 copies of Mutavault. This is another thing for Sorin to plus on. The tension of Bloodtithe Harvester and Mutavault is apparent in a lot of games, and I have reduced the number from 4 to 3. Most lists play 4. I found that a third Blightstep pathway allowed me to play my cards a little more fluidly, and yeah. 1 Takenuma, Black Red Duels, sideboard. A couple more duress to go with the one in the main deck. 7 total discard. Against some decks, we have to get all the Fatal Pushes and Bitter Triumphs out. So we need, like, you know, some cards that are just generically good against non-creature decks, duress being one of my favorites. Sheoldred's Edict and some Liliana the Veil for the mirror matches, but they can come in other matchups as well, where we just want more removal. 3 Path of Peril for the low to the ground creature strategies. 1 Kalidas Trader of Get to go along with those Path of Peril for those matchups. 4 copies of Leyline of the Void for Phoenix and other graveyard straps. And then lastly, 2 Damping Sphere for Lotus Field. This is Rakdos Vampires. Let's play League. Is this a keepable hand? Who knows? Are y'all going to do the best of 3 or best of 2, Stu? All right, the mirror match. All right, well, we drew Sorin, which is going to drastically change the dynamic of the game in one moment. Well, King, I don't think you should do that. And I don't think people should do that with you. All right, let's see if they have the answer. It's going to take a lot of their resources to do it. We can even protect our Sorin in the meanwhile with a block with Dust Legion. King, I think you've been extremely negative in your views of things the last 2 times you've been in chat, and I honestly don't like your attitude. I would appreciate it if you eased up a bit in the negativity. I'm just being real. You know? I don't think the best of 2 thing is bad. I think it's actively good. We talked about it a lot on the podcast. Feel free to go listen to the podcast. Maybe it'll change your mind. All right, we can't... I guess I want to push. I don't really want to Takenuma. Maybe I should Mutavault attack. That's probably fine. I mean, it's not really discussion, though. You're just, like, making up ways to break the rules or whatever, right? You know? You're just like, here's how we'll get around this new thing that I don't like. And then when someone says, I like it, you're like, you know. I don't know. Yesterday, you just rubbed me the wrong way the other day a little bit, and I'm just seeing a pattern, and I just want to, you know, not have it be a thing. Are your locals best of 3? They have been. We're going to kill this Bloodtithe Harvester. That way they can't play another Bloodtithe Harvester and then sack both to kill this. I'm not going to, like, dog walk you or whatever, man. I'm just saying. Take it down a notch. No big deal. Here comes the blood. I mean, Vein Ripper on 3 is just so hard to beat. You know, they're fatal. They need, like, their 2-cost interaction there. There are no sideboards in Lorcana. The big thing they're trying to get rid of with best of 2 is the disparity between play draw. You know? If you can break serve on the draw, then you get highly rewarded. And I think that that's a good thing. All right, they couldn't answer the Vein Ripper. Kalidas Lily Edict. I think I like removing the dresses and maybe like I guess the pushes aren't that bad on the draw. Because they can kill Harvester, maybe kill Preacher. But they don't kill the big boys. Well, day 1 of the big events is best of 2, and then day 2 is best of 3. So you're going to get exactly what you want. And if you don't think it makes sense for a tournament format, that's fine, but you should try it first before you just like completely write it off. I don't think Archfiend is that bad in the matchup. Basically, it's not like... It's basically best of 1, but you play each person twice. And if you beat them twice, you get an extra point. Which solves a lot of problems because best of 3 is unsustainable in the game long term because too many of the cards just say draw a card on them, and the games can go for a long time. And even decks that aren't really that draw heavy or whatever end up getting draws sometimes because that's just the nature of the game. I don't know what to tell you, man. They have like a Wheel of Fortune in the game that's basically free off of a couple creatures, and the games just go insanely long. And best of 1 is not sustainable either, but for the opposite reason, because you have to repair everyone every 30 minutes. And so best of 2 is like the best of both worlds, and I think it's good. And you're going to have a lot more people with similar points, right? But the people who 2-0 are going to have a much better reward waiting for them. And I think that's good. I think it's good to have like a reward for 2-0 versus losing a game. Like a 2-1 versus a 2-0 is different in a game, in a match, and now it's reflected. And now every game matters instead of not. I will do it again, I guess. We got the combo. Exactly. The best of 3 is fine if like everyone plays super fast and the cards are all low to the ground and aggressive. If they banned Be Prepared and they banned Whole New World, they could do best of 3. But I don't think that that is fun or good. The engine is such where best of 3 in 50-minute rounds, even 1-hour rounds, you're just going to have 10% of the field draw every round, man. And it's been like that since Chapter 1. It's been bad. 10% strong. It's probably like 5%, but it just invalidates entire strategies. Like, people just can't play decks, and they can't play cards. The black-red decks just play significantly different cards because they can't finish the game in time. And now they can play full control or whatever. Is game 2 weighted more? Only if you 2-0. The second game doesn't matter more. I thought the second game mattered more in tiebreakers. I'm not sure that that's the case anymore. The way that they said it, it sounded like that's what they were going to do. But now I'm somewhat confident that it's just best of 2. If you 2-0, it's weighted heavier because you get an extra point. Well, Stu, it's a lot of fun, and if that card didn't exist, then Be Prepared. Black-Red would be the best deck every time, and it would be boring. But I agree. All right, so let's go. Woo-hoo. This is a lot of Little Dicky, man. All right, let's go. Let's sack the one we just played. Let's deal 3 to the Goblin. Now I'll play Blood Tithe. What's the draw 7 cost in Lorcana? Well, it technically costs 5. And it's both players' wheel, but the game has a mechanic called songs, and your characters can sing them. And so if you have a 5-cost character, it can exert or tap itself to sing the song for free. And there are some characters with an ability called Singer that lets them sing bigger spells. And in the first set, they put a 3-cost 2/3. And if you don't agree, I'll say that I don't think you've played the game. Alright, so they have Hammer and Nahiri. Nahiri gets stuff back. Kimbo lets you equip stuff for free, but I can just kill it maybe. But maybe they'll play around that. I guess I'll just take the Nahiri. It seems like it's going to be able to get back the thing I take anyway. Yeah, I think I misunderstood that way as well, King, and then I talked more to people, and it seemed like they basically just said that it's weighted heavier, but it's like a... What does this do? So it comes in and gets big. Alright, that's fine. Actually, I kind of want a Preacher. So why don't we Thoughtseize? Resolute Strike. I guess I'll just take Resolute Strike. I just don't care about Shadow Spear. If they play the Kimba, great, and I'll push it. And if they don't, I'll play Preacher. Yeah, they're just going to wait for protection. That's fine. Preacher! Alright, we'll get some 1/1s. Alright, so we know they have Kimba. So they have Battlefield Forge and an Unknown. So if the Unknown... Oh man, this could be bad. Does it get Trample? No. Shadow Spear gives it Trample though. Alright, well, let's try to push it. Actually, let's Dust Legion first in case we draw a Thoughtseize or Duress. We can maybe take their protection. Alright, let's just try. They may have done it just because they had no other choice. Surge. Hexproof only? That's fine. We're going to attack with... No, we'll just hold back. They'll equip and we'll take a bunch, but we'll trade. They basically have nothing left. Oh, Death Touch. Graveyard Trespasser can't do this shit. We'll take 10 down to 5. They'll gain a bunch. Death Touch trades. Any small guy? Not another Kimba. Not another Kimba. It's just a Kellen. Sword of Forge of Frontier. Alright, let's play Soren. We'll go plus. Get some life back, deal some damage. They're a ton of life. It's going to be maybe a long game. Maybe I should have just took Hammer. I don't know, man. Nahiri gets back Hammer too, though, right? Yeah, or equipment. Trespasser kind of bad now? I know. So is Bone Crusher. It's weird. So they're not playing... So what are they playing? A Nahiri. Oh, no. Chat, we're in trouble. So they're going to get back Kimba. And it has haste, too. Wow. Great. Dodge. Alright, Dresses. Path. Peril. Lily. Kalidas. We're going to cut our top-end stuff, I think. We'll just play Low to the Ground Control. Something like that. We'll just cut the Soren package. Been playing Archfiend Greenback and living it? Yeah, Archfiend's been pretty good lately. I'm gonna hold on to Path to Peril. I don't know that I'm gonna play Fable next turn. We'll see. I might just burn Path to kill whatever 2-drop this is. Kinra, Spell Spear. Alright, I'm not gonna kill that. Does have Trample and Prowess, so we can certainly get Clown this turn. Yo, what's up, Taryn? I hope they just play another creature, but I don't know if that's... Sword of Forge and Frontier. Okay, so this isn't going to get buffed. I will double block this if they attack. Because I'm just going to play Archfiend. Yeah, and I just don't want them to have anything in play that matters. There's no free things I have to be too worried about either. And then Archfiend should carry. And we even have a way to kill it if we need. I'm going to discard Takanuma. Oh, I shouldn't have discarded both lands. That was a huge punt. I'm glad I didn't get punished. I meant to discard one. I meant to undo, and I was going to keep the Takanuma over the Cavern in case I drew the land. It's rare that the Archfiend kills you, and we may have to use Bitter Triumph to save ourselves, but... Alright, this thing is very scary. Look at top 7, you get equipment. Equips cost 1, vehicles crew for 1. Alright, well, hopefully we draw land so we can bitter. Yeah, that makes sense. Let's go Dust Legion. We'll go for pay 3 life. Swing for 6. We probably can't kill them next turn. Actually, no, we probably can kill them next turn. If they don't deal with either of these, or haste kill me. Nice. Yeah, I don't know, Scooter. I don't know, man. I had too many cards in my deck on accident. I think I'm going to trim a Dust Legion on the draw. Actually, let's cut a land, maybe. Cutting a land probably makes sense. Going down to 24 since we cut our 6s. Opener is discard into removal into sweeper. We'll keep. One of the better openers in this matchup, I think. Play mulligan. Nice. How's it going, Scooter? Good land draw. Nahiri and some creatures. Alright, Alicia. I need to double read that. I think Alicia gets stuff back from the grave. I thought Alicia only had one arm. Who am I thinking of? Hollywood. This only works when it attacks. Not really sure what to do here. Guess I'll just say go. See if they want to play some stuff to buff this, and I'll maybe kill it with push. Winoda's only got one arm. Ah, that's how I'm thinking of, I guess. This thing is not that scary considering their hands, but we have some ways to check. I'll probably kill the Alicia with Bitter Triumph. They might buy Gigantha? Oh, no. Are they... Oh, they're playing another Nahiri. Alright, so we'll kill that with Bitter Triumph. And then we'll untap and play maybe Path of Peril. But maybe I'll just play Fable. Discard Soken's. So I know they have Alicia and Aranda that they just drew. Yeah, we should have cut a Cavern. That would have been better. Transform. He big. We'll take it. So now it has Ward 2. Discard the Fatal Push. I'm still not that afraid of dying to it. I'm going to Thoughtseize and play the Archfiend. Kind of dog walk him into the Path of Peril. Actually, let's Thoughtseize first. I don't know that Kimba can kill me next turn, so I'll just hope that they play it. They will probably save it. Do we want to push it as Ward 2? I want to play Marchfiend. They have no hand. Well, that's scary. They don't have a mountain, though, so they can't go get Chained to the Rocks. Chained to the Rocks would have been bad for me. They should probably build their deck differently so that they can play Chained to the Rocks if they're not already. But now they can go get Hammer, and then they can play Hammer, and the next turn they can play Kimba and put a Hammer on it. Shadow Spear is the grab. Interesting. 7? We'll take the 7. Alright, well, I'm kind of afraid of dying now. We'll see how it goes. We'll attack first. I'm just trying to play aggressive, but maybe that's a mistake. And now the question is, do I go to 1 to play Thoughtseize on Kimba? I think putting Kimba in the graveyard is bad because then they can go Nahiri, Kimba, attack for trample, haste. But maybe it's fine. I think I'll just say go. Nice. Wow, that's a lot of Vein Rippers, chat. Small. Sand's a bit better. I'm going to put back a Bitter Triumph. Putting back the land, I think, is okay as well since we're on the draw. But they're just a... Oh, man. Are we just going to get stomped by our arch nemesis from 1 year ago? Oh, no, because we drew Fatal Push because we're the best. See what they find off Oath. If it's just like a big thing, we'll probably kill Alphon too, just to slow them down. Lucranos. That's a pretty big boy. Maybe just wait to kill that. Maybe we Thoughtseize. Whoa. I'll take Vivian, I guess. Did you Forests? The backside costs 6 to transform. And they can't transform it next turn and get the Nykthos going, so we'll go ahead and just use Bitter Triumph to kill it, I guess. Seascape Leveler is pretty scary. Alright, so we know they have Leveler and one other. I'm hoping it's a land. If they don't play anything, it's almost certainly a land. They have all their 5s going. Alright, I'm going to take this time to get Preacher down so I can draw a card off of it. I know that Preacher is likely better in the spot than Fable because it's plus cards against a somewhat helpless opponent. But they won't be helpless for long. Kiora? Alright. Kiora doesn't juice them that much, which is nice. So this is whenever it attacks the player with the most life. And whenever it attacks... So I get to draw a card no matter what, but I'm going to attack face, so I get a 1-1. Oh, wait, no, that's not how that works. I'm going to get a 1-1 no matter what? No. I only get a 1-1 if I attack... Okay, I see. Alright, so I need to attack face to get the 1-1, so that's fine. I'll go face. So this is worse than Fable. I should not have done this. It's a mistake. Because I thought I was going to be drawing cards, but I have to have more life, not less. I dealt myself a lot of damage with my things. I guess it's Thoughtseize Fable. Ooh, that was scary. Well, it depends on how many creatures in your deck, Capoidal. The reason why this deck can afford to do that, but I don't know if it's necessary in most decks. If you don't have any creature sub theme like Vampire, then you definitely should not just be playing a bunch of caverns. Like Cavern Shield Red is not like that exciting to me or whatever, right? I'm gonna discard both, I think. Alright, these are gonna start going after Kiora, but the Preacher is gonna continue to gain some juice. And then we'll play both our Bloodtithe Harvesters, and we hope they don't draw a mana source. Grim sleep. Do I care about being it? I think I might need the mana, so I'm going to take a damage here instead of burning my treasure. Please, no land. Please, no land. Oh, thank God. Thank the gods. Get to flip the Fable, kill the Kiora, restrict their Cityscape Leveler. I'm going to start with the Sorin plus, sacking a Vampire token. That way my attacks are not awkward. Actually, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, we can't quite kill them. So we'll just constrict. We'll just throw the Vampire token at the Elf. This will constrict their mana. We'll go 3, 4, and everything else goes face. Yeah, well, the reason why this deck plays Cavern Capoidal is because we have built the deck in such a way to incentivize playing more vampires. And the original list had 3 Cavern, but even in my opinion, 3 is too many. And so that's why we're down to 2. But, you know, your mileage may vary. I think Lily's pretty good in this matchup. But I could be wrong. Kalidas is okay. Leyline's like significantly better than it should be because it's free. What's not good in this matchup? Archfiend seems okay. Vein Ripper combo seems fine, but they can trumpet with just 5-6 flyers. Maybe the Sorin stuff's bad. Maybe the discard's not as good as I think. What does our deck look like if we take these out? We go... something like this. We just become low to the ground Rakdos mid to fight mono green. Because the Vein Ripper stuff's not very good against their reach creatures. We just rip them apart with Duresses. Keep their graveyard in check for some of their effects. Alright, we'll see. We'll see if this works. If it doesn't work, we'll maybe reassess. I like experimenting in leagues to see different sideboard plans in action. Sorin is not bad, though. Sorin being able to like finish off planeswalkers and stuff is pretty great. Turn 1 Oath. I think I'll go ahead and Thoughtseize on 1, but I don't think it's 100% correct. It's just, I want to play like Dust Legions. My Fatal Push is likely going to be bad. It's a pretty strong hand. Guess we just take Wolfalo. Let's just attack their mana again. Whenever I don't attack their mana, I always regret it. Because their deck just gets really over the top once it gets going. The Kiora was another potential take, I guess. Let's get a creature down, draw a card. We can maybe pressure the Kiora a little bit. I'm kind of hoping they draw an elf so that to go Kiora elf and then I can push it. Oh, this Mutavault's going to kill me now. Damn. Alright, I need to get this Fable down. And I will go ahead and attack the Kiora for 1. That way I can maybe pressure down the Kiora with attacks later. The Gargaroth may get in multiple attacks. It may get in 1 attack. If it gets in 1 attack, we're probably in trouble. If it gets in 2 attacks, we're probably dead. Maybe I should have left Wolfwillow and taken Kiora. Guess it didn't matter. Alright, we're going to discard 2. We're digging hard for Bitter. Edict. Did not find. Guess we'll play a Harvester. Is there any universe where I, like, quad block? Triple block? Maybe. Maybe not. We can always push a 3/3 token. Oh, they're just going to play Cityscape. I'm just going to concede. Alright. Alright, I changed my mind. Let's get this back in. I do like the Kalitas. I like the Edict. I don't like the Lilies. I changed my mind on the Lilies as well. Let's get the Dresses. And... oh, I guess maybe the Preachers aren't so great. Maybe the one Dress can stay. Or mostly the main deck with a Kalitas. I'm gonna keep because we have the push to slow down. They have Elf on 1. Yeah, Fable's great. Alright. Elf it is. Pop it. Dying with Fatal Push in hand against Mono Green. Game 2. Big bummer. Alright, that was a great draw. Now we can curve nicely. No play on 2 is like music to my ears. Archfiend is going to be pretty decent at pressuring the Kiora, but it looks pretty bad against the Gargaroth. Alright, because we have the extra mana, I guess I'll discard 1 land for sure. I might discard both. Another Archfiend. Okay. Let's discard just the Cavern. Maybe the Archfiend as well. But the second Archfiend might actually just win me the game. Next turn we can play Vein Ripper though, so... I think I'm just going to go face. They play Gargaroth, we'll go main phase, Vein Ripper, attack with Archfiend, and we'll just try to, like, pressure them down, force blocks. Oh, that was a bad target unless they weren't doing anything with it. They should have tapped this. I guess if they're not doing anything with the mana, it doesn't matter. Okay, well, that was a huge mistake if they're untapping. I guess it doesn't matter too much. Next turn, they're going to go off pretty hard with Nykthos. See what happens. I think I'm going to attack the Kiora. I have lethal next turn with Reflection. And that'll constrict their Nykthos turn. It's like really sickening to send 6 damage at Kiora here because of them being at 18. But Vein Ripper changes a lot of the math, and if we just Reflection the Vein Ripper, send with all 3 of the 6 power creatures next turn, if we get to do that, I don't feel like we can lose. It's just too much damage in the air, and the end of turn Vein Ripper death is 4 more. The Goblin coming in is 2 more. If it blocks, is 4 more. Another Nykthos? No, dude. Okay, well, they can't play Cityscape. Here's Storm in the Festival. Let's hope it's bad. Let's hope it's bad. It was bad. It was bad, chat. We win, I think. I guess they could kill Reflection. Block. Nope. Never mind. 3-0. 3-0, chat. That's looking pretty good. I'm going to keep this hand just because we have turn 2, either Harvester or Dust Legion. If we draw the land naturally, we'll Blood Tithe. If we don't, we'll Dust Legion looking. We also have 2 Sorin, so Thoughtseize on 1 means they have to take Vein Ripper. Then we can lean in the other direction. Okay, so they're blacks and they didn't play Thoughtseize, so I think push. And so we're going to play Dust Legion instead. Well, I think the last announcement was just like right after the Pro Tour, the Rakdos Vampires won. And they're like, well, let's just give it some time. Even though I mean, there's a lot. I see here's Thoughtseize, so now they'll probably take Vein Ripper. And we'll just go Sorin plus, start getting in some extra damage, and maybe we'll just draw another Vein Ripper. I'm going to minus and put in Preacher just for tempo. Just a lot of things for them to have to contend with. All right, we're going to go... So the Preacher gets to draw a card. Now the question is, do I send in with Dust Legion so I can throw 2 things at their Preacher? And I think the answer is no. I think they might just trade Preachers here. And I don't want to necessarily plus on the Dust Legion. I might plus on the Blood Tithe to trade or threaten to trade. Maybe should have played Fable. I'm playing more aggressively here. I'm gonna main phase a Blood to try to find 1 mana thing. It was a good draw. Shieldred. Alright, well. If I throw damage at face, I get to draw a card with Preacher. So let's do that. Because I want to draw a card. And if I draw a land, I can Fable. Nice. And it's a Mutavault? Perfect. Sorin's so strong, man. Smooth top decks? I mean, that's the deck, man. It's all good 1s, 2s, and 3s with a couple 4s and 6s that you can cheat in. And a lot of ways to loot. But yeah, I mean, I drew very well. I'm not going to lie. All right, we will discard just Sorin. 4 cards in hand. Probably has Bitter, but they're at 6. So let's start with maybe we just go Mutavault. Let's just Mutavault Preacher. Let's send with everybody and see what they do. Poor champion at dusk, yeah. Alright, so they're gonna go to 2. And they're dead to the Soren. Alright, mirror match. I like the Lilies. I like the Shieldred's Edict. I don't mind the Kalitas. I think Archfiend is perhaps a trap. I think I want to be lower to the ground. Archfiend just doesn't look that good against Shieldred. Also, they can just gain enough life to brick it off. I think in matchups like this, lowering your threat count is also not the best. I think I'm just going to cut the duress. It can just miss sometimes. My opponent has duressed me in the mirror a bunch and have missed. And I do think Lily is great. And I do think Thoughtseize is necessary because you can hit Vein Ripper. I will keep, but we can certainly lose very easily if we don't have good draws. Alright, we did draw the 3rd land. That's great news. A couple Dust Legions. I don't care about the Fatal Push at all. I'm going to take Vein Ripper just because the 2 Dust Legions are kind of just going to be annoying no matter what. And maybe that's a reason for Lily to not be in the deck, actually. Take another Vein Ripper, I guess. Play for the long game. See what they take. So they got Takanuma push Rando. Oh, that was a good draw. Is that a good draw, chat? Is that a good draw, chat? Maybe they'll just tilt concede. Oh, they drew bitter. Sick. Sick peels. They sack one. We can go Lily, make them sack the other. Oh, they're so low on life already, too. That's fun. Play the Takanuma. Oh, wow. What a nice little sequence they had there, honestly. Alright, we'll just Edict. And now we need to draw another Soren for this Vein Ripper, red for the Fable. We got plenty of time. No, we don't have any more time, chat. Fun games, man. Holy. No red. Alright, you win. Alright, because of... Man, this Lily did not look good there. I do think it's good enough of the time. We'll play first. Alright, we'll keep... We even have turn 3 Kalitas. Looking to protect our Soren by taking discard from them. Blot out. Creature or Planeswalker control the greatest value. We'll just take Blot out. And hopefully they don't turn 3 Soren us. They drew Hive. Okay. Well, now I'll just do that. Lol. Alright, we'll go for the obvious play. And then we'll Kalitas next turn. Hope they don't have an Edict. Lily would be bad, but we can come back from it with the Sorens. I will go plus one counter on the Vein Ripper. The Kalitas is vulnerable to the Fatal Push, so we need to not put any buffs on it or anything. Okay. Ooh, VFS is a strong player too. All right, we'll keep. Got a nice little curve. Nice little curvy. Oh, no. Veto? This one might be tough, chat. Maybe not. Cross fingers. No 2-cost counterspell one time. Oh my god. And we drew the Thoughtseize too, chat. This is so cracked. Is VFS the Ruined Halo gamer? No clue. Okay, I'm gonna bait. No, I'm gonna wait for the Fable. I thought maybe baiting would... Oh, they have 2 verdicts? Gross. Alright, we'll Fable after the verdict. I wish they had not drawn the second verdict, chat. They would have been cold. Alright, so they're at 11. Alright, we don't get the counter on it. I don't think I'm going to play the land. We're going to discard it. And we have the ability to put in a Vein Ripper if we find one. They're going to go for the Deluge. Probably. I'm going to discard just Blackleaf Cliffs. Alright, we're going to attack with the Goblin. And they're going to Deluge. They've already gone through 2 verdicts. So I think I'm going to Archfiend and hope. And then we have Preacher as our follow-up, should we need it. Our post-board plan is pretty good, though. We get all these shitty Fatal Pushes out of the deck and stuff. Destroy Evil, hitting either Archfiend or Preacher kind of stinks, because it means that we're just like not going to be able to threaten, but maybe we should have played Preacher and had Archfiend be our follow-up after the Destroy Evil, but I just assumed I'm getting Wrath here no matter what, so it doesn't matter too much. Is Soren Show and Tell? Yes, it is. Soar and Tell is what we've been calling it. Alright, so Archfiend probably dying here. We're going to attack with both. If they animate the Restless Anchorage, we'll probably kill it before damage. Alright, so they're going to go for another Deluge. I think I lose to Wrath no matter what. But maybe this is worth... I don't know, man. That's the problem playing as blue-white. You're like a dog to counters, a dog to sweepers. You just have to kind of pick your spots and hope that they don't have the other one. But Deluge, they can often find what they need, right? Another verdict. Probably should have discarded this, but I wanted an answer to Anchorage so my Goblin could get in. I thought there was a chance they would animate. Alright, here we go. Probably losing this game. Unfortunate. Alright, so they're going to draw, and in response to the draw, I'm going to go for the kill. If they have the veto, it's unfortunate. They didn't. Alright, we have a shot. They tucked instead of drawing. Okay. They don't know that we have another one. Wow, they didn't veto my removal on the Teferi. Wow. Interesting. You win. Alright, Liliana, Duresses, Shieldred's Edict, maybe? Cletus, probably not. All the pushes can come out. I'm going to keep the 2 bitters just for Planeswalker protection. Alright. Cavern of Souls, save me! Save me, Cavern of Souls! Got a mulligan. Got a mulligan again! Man, rip. The luck stops here, chat. Alright, put back the 6er. It's weird, but I kind of want to put back the Thoughtseize. Thoughtseize is weak in low resource games. I mean, I know that's probably, like, everyone would have put back Legion or Blood Tithe Harvester, but I think keeping my threats is better. It's close. Certainly close. I don't know. I'm going to do Pressure. Because they're probably going to have a 2-mana counterspell for the Lily. So I'm going to go, like, Dust Legion, Duress. Look for a way to get this down with no hand. Hit the Needle on Sorin, hopefully. If they name Lily, I'm going to call Ghosting. Alright, we're gonna Lily, and we're gonna... I think we're gonna discard the Duress, honestly. Keep the pressure with the Dust Legion. Let's play Dust Legion. Attack with this. Let's keep ticking the Lily up. Discard the 6-drop. Yeah, what's up, Zan? Hope you're doing well, buddy. Long time. Oh! 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 Lily carrying. Moldified. Chat. Chat, can I get some believers in chat to just start screaming? Can I get some believers in chat to just start screaming? We put back a Thoughtseize. We put back Thoughtseize, chat. Do you think that was a game-winning play? I don't know. What do we do? I need the believers to scream. Alright, I don't really want the edicts. They chose to play first. Alright, we'll keep. We got a nice little curvy. Couple Vein Rippers on the top end, but they just... Oh, they chose to draw? You know, I thought they might. That's awesome. I think it's a mistake, though. We got 2 good 3-drops here. We got a 2-drop that pressures. They probably have Get Lost. And they're probably saving it for the Lily. So we'll go Mutavault Fable and juke them. If they have Destroy Evil for the Fable, we still have the 2/2, so it's okay. Field of Rune's not that big of a problem because we have 3 swamps. Maybe they just concede? Are they just gonna concede? Oh! We did it! We did it, chats! Oh my god! I can't believe we came back and won that match. Oh my god. Vampires is so good. People don't even want to finish games. This one's for you, Bass Groove. It's my man, Jaeger. It's my man, Jaeger. What do you think about this deck, Jaeger? I think this deck's pretty good, Tandy. I like the combination of Sword and Pierce Bloodlord with Vein Ripper. I think Archfiend of the Dross is quite strong. Bitter Triumph is a cool removal spell, but maybe Heartless Act is better. Sideboard might need some work, but all the cards look pretty good, especially Liliana of the Veil. And that's all I got to say. My name's Jaeger. See y'all later. Bye, Jaeger. Good points, though. All right. That's going to do it for Rakdos Vampires. I'm Tandy. Make sure to check out our sponsors, Apex Gaming. Check out apexgaming.gg for information about Season 4 of their Invitational Series going on in Caldwell, Ohio all year. Moxfield.com for your deck building and sharing of lists with friends. You can hit !deck or deck list in chat and get the link to our latest vampire list. And then thanks so much to Games and Comics Pair O Dice, a game store out of Fairfax, Virginia. They are your one-stop shop for all things TCG related, from singles to sleeves, dice, you name it. Games and Comics Pair O Dice has got you covered. You can check out their website at gcpairodice.com. I write articles. I'm going to be writing a sideboard guide about vampires later today and tomorrow. Make sure to check out my Patreon, patreon.com/Tandy, if you want more info about the deck. Thanks for hanging. See y'all next time.